Thanks for joining our special live coverage of South Korea's 31st cabinet meeting of the year. I'm Kim Dami in Seoul. In a moment, President Yoon Suk-yeol will be presiding over today's meeting, which comes after his week-long trip to the U.S. He spent all of last week in Hawaii and Washington, D.C. to make a visit to the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command and to attend the 75th NATO summit. He is expected to brief the public on the outcome of the week-long summitry. Another topic that could be mentioned is rain relief, as it is officially monsoon season here in South Korea. President Yoon, in fact, on Monday declared 5 areas in the country's central and southern regions as special disaster zones affected by the recent heavy rainfall. The government plans to review additional declarations after staging a joint investigation through the end of the month. And with more heavy downpours in the forecast this week, Yoon is expected to order related officials to exert thorough efforts for a readiness posture around the country. Again, we are still waiting for South Korea's 31st cabinet meeting of the year. It looks like the meeting is about to begin. We'll come back afterwards.
Let us begin the cabinet meeting. Last week, I attended the world's largest security alliance, the commemoration of 75th anniversary of the founding of NATO, which was the Washington summit, and came home last Friday. Before attending the NATO summit, as the first sitting president of the Republic of Korea, I had a chance to visit the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command that is located in the U.S. The Indo-Pacific Command oversees a vast area that occupies half of the Earth and is very important and plays a major role in the security of the Korean Peninsula. Through this visit, I had a chance to see myself the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, its in-depth report on preparedness for security, and also the extensive information operations. And I was also reported on the preparedness for security on the Korean Peninsula. The commanders and the soldiers of the Indo-Pacific Command confirmed the solidarity of the ROK-US alliance and showed their hospitality. In addition, I visited and paid my respects at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific, where 60,000 remains, including those of veterans of the Korean War, are enshrined, and 6 U.S. military veterans who are more than 90 years of age. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to these people for their dedication and courage, and I was fortunate to attend with such a warm heart to attend the NATO summit. Korea has been a member of the Indo-Pacific Partner Country for 3 consecutive years, and being invited for the 3 consecutive years demonstrates the Republic of Korea's high national status in the international community, and it also displays the Atlantic and Pacific security is more closely interconnected than ever before. Through the Washington Summit Declaration, the 32 NATO member countries unanimously condemned illegal Russian, North Korean military cooperation and emphasized the need for cooperation between NATO and the Republic of Korea, including the Republic of Korea, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand also hold separate meetings and adopted a very strong joint statement condemning North Korea-Russia military cooperation. The decision to institutionalize cooperation between NATO and the Indo-Pacific partners is also a meaningful achievement. First, along with medical support for the Ukrainian military, we decided to pursue key cooperation projects in the areas of cybersecurity, hybrid threats using false hostile information, and AI technology. Also, I attended the NATO Public Forum, a major think tank in the United States and hosted by major think tanks in the US and Europe, and emphasized the importance of solidarity of the international community and had a chance to discuss our opinions with the scholars and experts in the related fields. In addition, I had bilateral meetings with the leaders of 12 countries and the Secretary General of NATO, and in particular, myself and U.S. President Joe Biden adopted a joint statement approving the ROK-US nuclear deterrence nuclear operation guidelines on the Korean Peninsula. Through this guideline, we are finally able to solidify the ROK-US integrated extended deterrence system and was firmly upgraded. Our alliance was firmly upgraded to a nuclear-based alliance. Whether in wartime or peacetime, missions on the Korean Peninsula are carried out by the U.S. nuclear assets, and now we're poised to respond quickly and efficiently to any kind of North Korean nuclear threat. I also congratulated and welcomed Germany's decision to become a member of the UN Command with German Chancellor Scholz, and Germany's accession to the UNC will further strengthen the UNC's ability to deter North Korea. With Stoltenberg, NATO Secretary General, we agreed to systemize information sharing and strengthen cooperation between ROK and NATO regarding North Korean weapons used in the battlefield in Ukraine. In addition, the flight safety of domestic aircraft certified by our government is guaranteed, and we signed a certificate of airworthiness certification that is recognized by NATO. Through this, I expect the industry cooperation, defense industry cooperation will accelerate further. In early July, I also met with the newly inaugurated British Prime Minister and Dutch Prime Minister. The UK, we adopted during the last year visit Korea-UK Downing Street Agreement. We are going to further develop it, and with the Netherlands, we decided to substantially implement the Korea-Netherlands Semiconductor Alliance. Also, with Czech Republic, Sweden, Finland, Poland, Norway, Canada, and Luxembourg, we discussed the issues of infrastructure and defense capacity building projects where our Korean companies can participate in. These include the nuclear power plants and high-speed rail. In addition, we agreed to closely cooperate with major countries, including the U.S. and Japan, on cooperation between Russia and North Korea and address security issues in the region. I hope that all the ministries will carefully consider the follow-up measures of these 13 bilateral meetings. In Korea, we are seeing rainy season that is continuing, and last week, record-breaking torrential rain continued, and I am very heavy-hearted due to the unfortunate damages that occurred. I pray for the rest of the souls and offer my condolences to the bereaved families. The government will pursue practical support and recovery for the affected areas as quickly as possible, and I hope the relevant organizations led by the Ministry of Public Administration and Security will quickly implement the support measures for special disaster areas that were declared yesterday. And also, we are going to mobilize all available manpower and equipment for damage recovery. I am so worried due to the heavy rain that is expected during this week. And disaster response is about confronting unexpected threats. In particular, as we see these days, such disasters exceeding our predictable levels will occur, and so we have to have a measure and response capabilities that go beyond such predictions. In addition, we must actively utilize cutting-edge science and technology to fundamentally change the paradigm of disaster prevention and response. I hope that all ministries and local governments will focus their efforts on establishing much more detailed policies. Next year marks the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Republic of Korea. We are enjoying the freedom and prosperity of today, and we have to reflect again on how much sacrifice and dedication has been made for our freedom and prosperity. Today, during the cabinet meeting, a bill to enact a presidential decree to promote the nationwide 80th anniversary of liberation project will be submitted. All citizens will work together to create these projects that will showcase the 80 years of Korean liberation history. The dream of the independence activists who called for the spirit of freedom and world peace in the Declaration of Independence has now, after a century, became the dream of the Republic of Korea to contribute to world freedom, peace, and prosperity. Our independence movement, which went beyond the restoration of freedom, is still ongoing today. I wish that all people join in and muster their strengths so that we can take further powerful steps in advance towards freedom, which is not yet over. Thank you.
이후 의안 심의는 비공개로 진행되오니 언론인 여러분.
That was our live coverage of South Korea's 31st cabinet meeting of the year. We will bring you more details in our upcoming newscast at noon Korea time. Thanks for watching.